So it's no secret that a lot of my audience is actively trying to get funded in the trading space. Whether you're a Forex trader or a futures trader, whatever you trade, there are many different funding programs that are available out there. And in today's video, I'm going to be going through some of my top picks and things to think about before you start trying to get funded, because a lot of traders lose a lot of money to challenges and programs because they haven't thoroughly prepared. So in this video, I'm going to be going through some of my top tips for passing challenges, getting funded, and taking it in a practical step-by-step approach. Let's jump in. And as we get started with today's video, I wanted to tell you about today's video sponsor, Vantage. Vantage has a program called the Elite Trader Program, and it allows you to potentially get funded if you pass their rules. Now, let me just go over some of the basics here. You can get funded up to $200,000 in simulated funds, which they're very transparent about, which I appreciate. They have a $139 minimum potential refundable fee, and then they have profit targets that are 5 to 20% based on your preference there, and they have very quick payout processing. So I'm just going through some of their process. Now, what you need to know about Vantage is Vantage Markets, the brokerage, is a regulated CFD brokerage, and something that I've had many times on the channel. So this Elite Trader Program is something cool. We'll leave all the information down below in the description if you'd like to do your due diligence and see if it's right for you. They have 80% profit payouts plus refundable fees, so it may be worth checking it out after you watch this full video going through some tips and tricks on getting funded. So one thing I would say as my first tip, which should be a very obvious one, but hear me out because most people don't listen to this idea. Before you try getting funded, make sure that you are profitable on a demo account or a small personal live account for at least 1 year. This is all my opinion, but I really don't think you should even consider trying to get funded until you've actually proven to yourself that you are actually a profitable trader. Remember, the whole concept of getting funded is you're trying to prove to someone else, some entity, that you are a profitable trader. It blows my mind that I have to say this, but so many traders try to get funded before they've actually ever achieved any sort of long-term profitability. In fact, it's so mind-boggling because many people have actually sent me messages telling me how much money they've blown on Forex trading challenges or futures challenges trying to get funded. And I'm just thinking, to myself, is this even something that you were actually prepared for? So again, I don't want to overemphasize how important this is. If you are not already provably, consistently profitable, and what I would say is a good starting point would be, have you had a full year-long period of time where you've consistently made more than you've lost during that period? If you have not had that, don't even try to get funded. You're just going to throw money away. Step number 2 is wherever you are trying to get funded, I would highly recommend that you thoroughly go through all of the terms and conditions, as well as all the different rules and components of the challenges that you're looking at. This is another one that should be, kind of common knowledge or obvious, but unfortunately many traders look past the rules. They just click the getting started buttons and they don't thoroughly go through the process to actually enroll into this funding program. So I would encourage you to really take your time, make sure you weigh all your different options out there and choose the one that's best for you. The next tip that I have for you is make sure that if you're going to try and get funded on a program, that you're only taking the highest caliber of trades. Again, this is trying to apply to basically trade someone else's funds. And in order for you to actually be able to do that, you're going to want to only put your best foot forward. And again, all of these rules sound like they would, or ideas would sound like they're kind of intuitive or obvious. But again, people lose a lot of money doing these challenges because they don't actually apply themselves and prepare themselves to try and get funded. So passing the challenge is the first part, and you need to really make sure that you're only taking your best possible setups, highest probability trades, and leave the rest for another day. I'll give you a quick example in my own trading. In my own trading, I may take what I call A+ setups all the time. And then I might also take the A+, the A- setups, and I might even take B+ and B-. But as long as they meet my criteria, I might take them. But on a funding challenge, it's different. In a funding challenge environment, you have no room for drawdowns. You have no room to make very much of a mistake at all. So I really think you should limit your trade setups to the ones that are the highest probability, the highest caliber, and in my case, that would be like the A+ and maybe A- trades. The next tip that I have for you is once you are actually funded, many traders are able to pass a challenge here and there, but then eventually lose an account that they've gotten because they, breach the account, meaning they exceed the drawdown limit, the daily drawdown limit, or they break some sort of rule that was in the rule set, and they lose the account. So many traders will be able to get funded, but lose it later. So how do you actually keep an account once you do check all the lists, the item lists that we've already gone through? Like, you're consistently profitable, you're passing the challenges relatively easily. I mean, even challenges may take you a couple attempts, even if you're a great trader. Sometimes you're just going to have a bad month or a bad period. But once you pass the challenge, how do you keep the account? And the answer to me is treat it like it's 1/10 the size that it actually is. So if you have a 100K account, treat it like it's a $10,000 account. Risk very small. It might even feel like you're risking too small, but that will greatly increase your chances of keeping the account and actually being able to achieve slow and steady payouts over time to hopefully bolster your own income, and then perhaps even at some point trade your own personal capital on your own brokerage. So, or on a brokerage with your own money on your own account. The next one I want you to definitely think about is when you're looking at different firms out there that you could potentially get funded with, make sure that it's something that's suitable to your trading time frame. Are you a scalper? Are you a day trader? Are you a swing trader? Are you a position trader? Because each one of these have different time frames that are necessary for trades to play out. For example, I'm a swing trader. So if there's anything where I need to make a rapid amount of profit in a short period of time, it's not necessarily always going to work out for me, because a lot of times my trades take days or even a couple of weeks to play out. So for me, I would need a firm or an option to trade something over a longer period of time to prove my track record, rather than trying to do something in a very short time. And there are different options out there, so I would encourage you to look into different time frames and different options for that. The last one is your psychology and emotions during trying to get funded. A lot of times people get very tilted. In fact, they'll just YOLO an account, trying to make a quick buck and trying to get funded very quickly. And then once they get funded, they'll try and punt that account to get a big payout quickly. And I really don't think that that is a sustainable model. For some people out there, maybe that's like your approach. But for everything else in trading, what I've found in my years of doing this is that always prefer or always go for the slow and steady rather than the fast, kind of run the race quick. In fact, I always go back to an old kind of story that we probably all knew from our childhood, which is the tortoise and the hare. I've told this 100 times on my channel, but the basic idea in trading is so applicable to this story. In the tortoise and the hare, the rabbit and the turtle are starting a race, and the rabbit is very arrogant and runs up ahead and thinks he's going to win the race very quickly. He then takes a nap by the tree, basically just bragging how easy it is for him to win, and this turtle, kind of slow and steady, eventually passes him and wins the race. So almost like the emotions and arrogance and thinking you're going to make money quickly is what holds back so many traders. So I really do encourage you, consider being the turtle. Don't try and be the rabbit or the hare. I hope this video has been helpful to you. If you're somebody trying to get funded here in the current day or in the future, I would encourage you to take the long-term approach. Really make sure that you've refined your trading strategy before you try and get funded. And remember that if you'd like to check out today's video sponsor, Vantage, and all of their information will be linked in the description below. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching this video, and on the screen right now, you'll see some other options of other videos we put together that might be helpful to you in your trading career. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.